in 11.8, we're going to solve rational equations. So, this is a little trickier. So now what we're going to do is, we know that this is going to be an equation because you're going to have an equal sign. So you're going to get an actual answer, like x equals 5 or something. So again, you want to factor everybody you can. Now, you're going to need a common denominator in these, because you're going to have addition and subtraction. The easiest way to solve these is to multiply every term by the common denominator. And at that point, magic is going to happen and all your fractions are going to be gone. Solve the equation that's left. If you have an x squared term, you might need to factor to solve and do many equations. But here's a really important step. You need to check your answer and make sure if you plug it in to the original problem, you don't get a 0 in any of your denominators. So let's take a look at the first one. We'll start you off easy. X, 3, and x. So my common denominator is going to be 3x. So I'm going to multiply everybody by 3x. Okay, now in the first one, the x's will cancel and I just get 6. In the second one, the 3's will cancel and 1 times x is just x. And in the last one, the x's will cancel and 4 times 3 is 12. See, look, magic, no fractions. Now I just solve what's left. And I get x equals 6. Now, if I take that 6 and plug it in to these x's down here, will either of them give me a 0 in the denominator? No, so I get to keep my answer. You might get some where it will give you a 0 and then you have to throw out your answer. Now let's take a look at the next one. A little more involved. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to turn that 3 into a fraction, make it 3 over 1. Now x minus 2 I can't factor, but I can factor over here. I can get x plus 3 and x minus 2. So now I can see that they've both got an x minus 2, but I also need an x minus 3. So my common denominator is going to be x plus 3, x minus 2. So multiply everybody by that. Even the 3. And let the magic happen. Okay, that's a 3. And the first one, the x minus 2's cancel, and 1 times x plus 3 is just x plus 3. And the second one, sadly, nothing cancels. So I'm going to do 3 times. First, I'll multiply those two together. Well, I already know that they equal this because I factored it. So it's easier if you multiply by what's not factored. And in the last one, everything cancels, and you just get negative 16. Okay, now I'm going to have to scroll down. So make sure you pause the video and write that down before I have to make it all go away. Okay, so with this second one here, we were just at the point we had x plus 3 plus 3, x squared plus x minus 6 equals negative 16. Okay, so I'm going to distribute here. X plus 3 plus 3x squared plus 3x minus 18 equals negative 16. Let's combine all like terms and put this in the right order. So 3x squared, x and 3x makes 4x. 3 minus 18 is negative 15. Now, I still have an x squared term, which means I need to make this equation equal 0 in order to solve it. Plus 1 equals 0. Now, can I factor this? Actually, I can. So that will be nice. 3x and x, 1 and 1. This is where you check your smileys. 1x, 3x. To get a 4x, those both need to be positive. Now, because of the equal sign, I have to go the extra step. 3x plus 1 equals 0. And x plus 1 equals 0. Solve them. You get -1 and -1/3. And neither of those will give me a 0 in the denominator, so I get to keep both. And that's 11/8. Not a great section. You just sort of have to trudge through. Remember to factor everything and multiply all terms by the common denominator and get rid of all your fractions. And then just solve it on out.